Tonight you're invited into a deep journey into the heart of Rivendell, a place of elven beauty, ancient wisdom, and gentle dreams. If you enjoy these immersive sleep stories and meditations, please consider subscribing to Minded Academy. It helps us grow and bring you more peaceful, story-rich experiences like this one. Now, settle in. Let your breathing slow, and let the stillness of Middle-earth guide you into restful sleep. You've travelled far. The road behind you winds through ancient forests and forgotten paths. But now, at last, you have reached the place of peace. Nestled in the hidden valley of Imladris, Rivendell greets you not with fanfare, but with stillness, the kind that wraps around you like a warm cloak. Silver starlight dances on the smooth stone paths. The music of water echoes from every corner. Fountains, streams, and gentle falls tumbling softly through the night. A quiet figure meets you at the threshold of a great open hall. They offer no words, only a nod of welcome and a guiding hand. You follow them past flickering lanterns and carved pillar wrapped in vines, until you arrive at a quiet chamber lit by firelight. The scent of cedarwood and herbs fills the air. You are safe here. The weight you've carried can be set down. You have no task to complete, no burden to bear, only rest and the gift of story. Now, the fire crackles gently. A soft chair waits beside the hearth. An old friend sits across from you, cloaked in silver grey, a sparkle in their eyes. They lean forward with a smile. Let me tell you a tale. The elf leans back in his chair, the firelight tracing lines of age and memory across his face. His voice smooth as silk and steady as time itself begins to weave the story. This tale, he says softly, is not found in the great books of lore, nor sung in the halls of kings. But it is true, and in its truth lies a quiet kind of strength. He pauses, letting the crackle of fire speak for a moment. Long before the War of the Ring, when the world was still turning quiet beneath the stars, there lived a young wanderer named Caelion. He was neither elf nor man, but something in between, a child of both worlds, belonging to neither. He was raised among trees in the shadows of the Blue Mountains, where the roots ran deep and the wind sang ancient songs. Calion was a quiet soul, drawn not to battle of greatness, but to beauty. He would walk alone for days, listening to the language of leaves, tracing forgotten runes carved in stone, learning the secrets that the world whispered to those who listened long enough. One spring, as the snow began to melt and the rivers ran fast with the breath of winter's end, Calion heard a call in his dreams. It came not in words, but in music, a melody half remembered, like a lullaby once sung by a mother he had never known. The melody came night after night, calling him eastward. And so, with only a satchel of bread and dried fruits, a water skin and a silver pendant shaped like a crescent moon, Calion set off. The journey was long and the paths were not marked. He passed silent barrows of lost kings, where white flowers bloomed from stone. He crossed the frozen streams of Forlindon, walking barefoot when his boots wore thin. The moon watched him each night, growing smaller as the days grew longer. At last he came to a place called Erlineth, the Vale of Echoes, a narrow, mist-covered valley where it was said that every sound ever made lingered like a ghost. The air there shimmered with memory. Leaves whispered in languages no longer spoken. Footsteps from centuries past still rang faintly against the rocks. Calion stood in the centre of the valley, eyes closed, heart open, and the melody came again. Clearer now, stronger. It led him to a tree, ancient, towering, silver-barked and golden-leaved. Its roots rose from the earth like waves frozen in time. Beneath its boughs sat a woman, not young, not old, her eyes the colour of twilight, her hands folded in her lap. She was the singer, guardian of the valley, the last of her kind. Her voice had once healed rivers, stilled storms, and soothed the grieving hearts of kings. But now she was fading. The world had changed too much. Magic had grown thin, and she had sung her last full song long ago. Still, she smiled when she saw Calion. "I have been waiting for you," she said. Her voice was quiet, but in it was the hush of snowfall, the hush that comes before dawn. Calion sat before her and bowed his head. "I do not know why I came," he said. "You came because the world still needs music," she replied, "even if it does not know it, and because there is one last thing that must be remembered." She reached into the folds of her robe and drew forth a stone, smooth, pale blue, glowing faintly from within. It pulsed like a heartbeat. "This is the echo seed," she said. "It holds a memory older than time. It must be planted in the heart of a mountain where no voice has been heard for 1,000 years. Only then will the song be safe." Calian took the stone, and with it a burden, the kind that does not weigh the shoulders, but the soul. He left the valley in silence. The singer did not rise. When he turned for a final glance, she was already fading into mist, her form scattering like petals in the wind. The journey to the mountain was harder than any he had taken. The passes were steep and lonely. Storms howled like wolves. There were nights when Calian forgot the stars, days when the seed in his hand felt heavier than stone. Yet he pressed on. He crossed a bridge of bone-white stone over a chasm with no bottom. He passed through a forest where birds did not sing, and where the trees leaned inward to listen. Finally, after many weeks, he reached the mountain, tall, grey, silent. No songs had ever been sung there, no names carved in the stone, just wind and sky and the quiet. Calian climbed alone, step by step, higher into the cold air. At the summit, where the world curved gently below and clouds drifted like ships at sea, he knelt and placed the seed into the earth. He did not sing, but the wind did. It caught in the rock and rang like chimes. It whispered through the seed and hummed low and deep, like the voice of the world itself awakening from slumber. And there Calian slept. Not forever, but long enough for the seed to root. When he awoke, he was different, lighter, like a burden had been lifted, not carried. He returned westward, walking slowly, never looking back. And in the years that followed, though no one knew why, music came more easily to the world. Children sang in their sleep. Rivers hummed lullabies, and sometimes in the quietest places travellers heard a single note carried on the wind, a note that made them pause and breathe and smile without knowing why. The elf's voice trails into silence. He looks into the fire for a moment and then turns to you. "That is the end of the tale," he says. "But it's not the end of the music." He rises quietly, leaving you by the hearth. The story still echoing softly in your mind. The fire crackles softly. The elf has left, his footsteps fading into the quiet halls of Rivendell. You remain still for a moment, feeling the gentle warmth of your skin, the lingering hum of the tale echoing in your chest. But then something stirs. A flicker in the corner of your vision, not movement, but memory. A pull, gentle and curious, drawing you to rise from your chair and walk toward the archway that opens into the gardens below. The air outside is cool and fragrant, filled with the scent of night-blooming jasmine and the distant splash of water on stone. Moonlight paints silver lines across the flagstones as you walk. Somewhere, an elven harp plays, soft, uncertain, as if the player is composing the melody in real time, just for you. You follow the sound. Past pillars carved with ancient vines, over a bridge that arches high above a stream of stars, along the edge of a reflecting pool, so still it feels like walking beside the sky. Then the music stops, and you notice you are not alone. A tall figure stands near the edge of a glade, his cloak billowing gently in the breeze. His eyes are silver grey, and around his neck glints a crescent moon pendant. It is him, Caelion. He turns, not surprised to see you. "You heard it too," he says, his voice calm, deep and kind. You nod, though you're not sure what he means. "There's a song buried beneath this place," he says. "Old, mostly forgotten, but tonight something has stirred it awake." He begins to walk, and you follow. Together you move beyond the borders of Rivendell proper, into the grooves where few tread, where wild roses bloom untamed, and the roots of ancient trees crack through the stone. There's a place Caelion is seeking, a hidden chamber beneath the hill, long sealed. It holds a memory, one that must be recovered before it fades entirely from the world. But the path is not open. You come to a stone door, half sunken into the hillside, covered in moss and tangled ivy. Runes almost erased by time pulse faintly in the moonlight. Caelion smiles as you both gaze into the ivy-covered door, but his expression grows serious. "This place was sealed long ago," he says. "Not to protect it from the world, but to protect the world from remembering too much. Elves placed wards here, guardians of memory, not cruel, but bound to their task. You look around, and now you see them, silent forms, cloaked in silver and shadow, standing still among the trees like statues. Their eyes are closed, but their presence hums in the air like a string drawn tight. They are watchers, spirits of memory, bound to guard the chamber beneath. Kalian lowers his voice to a whisper. We must move quietly, for if they sense us, they will send us back. Not with force, but with forgetting. A touch from them, and you will not remember why you came. Hush settles over the grove. You take a breath, heart steady, and begin to move. You step softly between the roots of mossy stones, careful not to disturb any fallen leaves. Moonlight guides your way. The watchers do not stir. Yet. But as you approach the stone door, you see a pattern carved into the ground. 3 interlocking rings, each filled with symbols that glow faintly beneath the surface. A puzzle. A test. Kalian nods toward it. You must complete the sequence, he says. They are tones, echoes of memory. Match them and the ward will fade. You kneel and place your hand gently on the first ring. A soft tone resonates clear, high, like wind through a flute. You listen. Wait. And press the matching rune in the next circle. A second tone joins in, deeper like a drum in a cave, then a third, low, warm like a voice humming a lullaby. The rings hum together in harmony. The glow shifts, then fades. But one of the watchers stirs. A step. A breath. You freeze behind a pillar wrapped in ivy, your breath barely a whisper. The air grows cold. The watcher turns, pauses, then closes its eyes again. You emerge silently, heart calm, breath controlled. The stone door is now open, only slightly, a breath's width, just enough for you to slip through. Inside it is even darker than before, but the path is clear. The chamber waits, ancient and still, with the pool of memory shimmering faintly at its centre. You approach and kneel beside it. Reflected in its surface are not just your actions tonight, but the many small moments of bravery in your life, unnoticed perhaps even by you. The times you spoke gently when anger was easier, when you stood firm, though afraid, when you chose kindness even in silence. These are the triumphs the world forgets, but this place remembers. You press your hand to the water's surface and the memory seals, not hidden but held, kept safe in the fabric of the world. As you rise, the chamber begins to shift. The walls glow with soft light. A breeze stirs your hair. The danger is gone now, not defeated, but passed through. Your quiet courage has earned its place. You step back into the night. The watchers are gone. Calian stands once more beneath the tree, his cloak glimmering with dew. "It is done," he says, "and you have done more than you know." Then with a faint smile, he fades into the forest, leaving you alone, but never lonely. As you sit by the fire once more, you feel the warmth wrapping around you like a soft, comforting blanket. The hearth's glow casts long shadows, creating a sense of peaceful solitude, as if the world outside has faded away. The cool night air of Rivendell brushes against your skin, and you take a deep breath, letting the calm of this place sink into every part of you. The sounds of the world outside are soft now. The distant murmurs of the waterfall, the rustling leaves, the quiet chirps of nocturnal creatures. Everything is at rest, and so are you. You let go of any remaining tension in your body, feeling it melt away with each exhale. Your muscles loosen, your mind quiets, and your breath becomes slow and steady, like the rhythmic pulse of the earth itself. Breathe in. Hold for a moment, and gently breathe out. Let each breath guide you deeper into the comfort of the night. The adventure you've just experienced is behind you now, tucked away in the corners of your mind. You are safe here, wrapped in the warmth of Rivendell, where no danger can reach you. All that matters is the peace that fills this moment. Let the firelight flicker and dance as you rest. Let the memories of your journey linger like a soft whisper, not with urgency, but with quiet contentment. You've walked a path of courage, and now you may rest, knowing the world is in good hands. In this moment, all is well. You feel the weight of your body settle into the bed or chair beneath you, the softness of your mattress or cushion supporting you. With each breath, your body sinks deeper into relaxation. Every muscle, every thought softens. Your mind is still, like the surface of a calm lake, untouched by the winds of worry. Only peace remains. Let the quiet of Rivendell fill your heart, its serenity wrapping around you like the softest of cloaks. Know that you are part of this world, a world of quiet strength, gentle courage, and the softest of moments. Now as you breathe in again, feel your body drift. There's no need to hold on to anything. The journey is over for now. Allow the warmth of the hearth to lull you into a peaceful, deep sleep. And when you wake, you will carry the calm of this place with you, the quiet courage, the gentle peace, the strength of memory and love. For now, you are safe. Now, you may